So let's get into the strategy, right? So this is really where we can take multi-range and use it for our toolbox for swing trading, for automating swing trades on a higher time frame, and then having some short-term scalps. And really, when you're thinking about it overall, like, how are you going to set this thing up? I can understand, you invest in a trading strategy and you want to have it automated on the bots and all that. Yeah, it is nice to make some short-term profits. Okay. So if you want to run it on 15-minute, 1 hour and get more trades, as Mike was just showing there, yeah, it is possible to, so you can, feel good and have some short-term trades while you're waiting for the big whale trades to come in. And when I say whale, I mean like those 3, 4, 8-hour daily signals. Those are all the really, really big trades that you want to be able to grab. So like I say here, when in doubt, zoom out. Okay, so this is really where we want you guys to, yes, you can go low time frame, lower your risk on those, do some scalping, fine. But when you trade with a lot of size, that's for the high time frame, and really compounding and having those large take profits is where you're going to be profitable long term. And as Node can attest to, he took some multi-range longs, at least in confluence with his other TA, to take some longs there, and that's, those are the really, really big trades. So I hope you guys can zoom out. I really wanted to impress upon you guys the importance of taking the higher time frame trades. Okay, and really this current multi-range strategy came from Ninja Trader, really playing around with twin range and seeing, hey, wait a minute, 3 hours is where the magic happens. And so the 3 hour time frame is something I really want you guys to look at. Okay, but yeah, so my ultimate advice is, of course do your own settings and all, but consider having both low time frame and high time frame strategies on this. Okay, and I think I've spoken enough to that. Let's start off with very degen, right? Everybody's going to want to, when you first get this thing, you're going to want to see some trades coming in, right? You want to be able to have confidence in multi-range. Know that the settings are coming through with your profit trailer, with your 3 commas, with your wick hunter, right? So setting up, a 15-minute just to make sure your settings are working and to start getting some returns, that's okay, right? As long as you're also considering the higher time frames. So, this is really good. The 15-minute, like you can see here, this is on the hour, right? High confluence trades. When we go to 15 minutes, it's going to be very good trades, but we need to do some filtering. Okay, this is very important, because this is really where we're pushing the limits of multi-range. Okay, and so the default settings, don't just set up default on 15-minute and just call it good, right? We want to be able to do some more filtering. So let's get in on this. Okay, so it's really ADX and RSI filter, as you can see here. So let's do that. So we're going to we've got multi-range here. And of course, remember, when you're setting up, always hit the disclaimer button, after you've read our terms and conditions. And then you'll see the trades appearing on the screen. And so we're going to look at some of these trades on the 15-minute. Okay. And I mean, you can see here, really good, right? Short down to this long, short, long. And these are fantastic. Really the problem comes in where you're going to get this kind of short here, right? I mean, there's not too many trades that would bag up. That's really the only one I can see on here, So it's pretty good. With this strategy though, we want to make sure that we're prepared to DCA a little bit, right? And we would get out even on this kind of trade. We can get out. But if we really want to do this properly and be able to trade with confidence and not have to micromanage bags, that's really the goal here, is we want to be able to add some filtering. So really ADX on the 15-minute, I've had so much success with, so you come down here and also RSI. So for ADX, really you can really fine tune this, right? So we see this short here, so you can really, you're looking at a range, 20 to 50, that kind of thing. And you can see here, when I went down to 20 on here, we got rid of that short there that was causing us problems. So that's pretty good. And we're still getting like these really big moves. So that's kind of what we're looking for with ADX. And so remember, we're only looking at range highs, right? We're not worrying about range lows. That's more for counter trend. Range high is for tops and bottoms. Okay, and so look at a 20 to 50 range. Sometimes if you want to allow more trades, you can go up to a 70. And on the 15-minute time frame, this is really powerful. Okay, and then for RSI, okay, same thing. Especially when I'm on the 15-minute time frame, I'm looking at between 75 and 65 on long filter. Okay, you can, if you want to catch a few more trades, you can bring this up to 70. And then with shorts, the range is really between 25 and 35. We've been finding more success, right? When you set it a little bit lower, then you're going to have less trades, and then higher, more trades. So this is sort of what we're looking at. Okay, you can see here, like we miss out. If we move up to 35, you're going to miss out on that short there. So we want to allow a few more trades, do the 25 there. Okay. Yeah, so that's sort of how I will go through a chart, and it doesn't take too long, right? We don't want something that's super cumbersome. We just want to be able to go through, set up our chart, right? You go and you can use the any alert function on your alerts, and just copy and paste your long and short alerts right in here, and it's just very intuitive. You don't need to worry if TradingView changed their ticker symbols, or 3 commas changed their webhooks, or whatever it is. This is all, you can just do an easy copy and paste here. You don't need to worry about that. Okay, and then going into your alerts and selecting any alert. Okay, and so yeah, we want to think about this is a decent amount of trades. Can we go more degen? I know some guys, especially you're used to SAR, right? You're used to using SAR. Yes, you can get more trades than this, right? It is possible, and so you can turn off the half trend filter, okay? And just watch out, okay? Because this will get very aggressive. You can see here what happens, right? We get extremely aggressive, tons of longs, tons of shorts, right? If you can manage bags, or if you're using an amazing strategy like EQ on Profit Trailer, you can handle those bags, then yeah, you're going to be able to use this to catch a lot more entries. Okay, but when we do look at that, when I use these, then I like to play with multi-range fast length. Okay, and this will smooth out some of these entries that are not as desirable. Okay, and really I go between 6 and 9, not to say anything dirty there, but 6 and 9 are really the better numbers for here. And you can see here, right? Look at all these longs at the bottom here. These shorts get out. These shorts get out. 6 is beautiful. Okay, and if you want to risk off even more, you can use a 9, right? And it will get a little bit more on side with the trades, but I really love this. And so this is really where I've been going. And I mean, I don't see bags. You know, if I do, they do get out. They don't stay on the account, and I don't need to micromanage. So this is really, you know, if you really want to go to degen, getting tons of trades a day, you want to look at your bot and say, okay, it's doing something. Then yeah, you can do this. Keep your entries small though, right? And anytime we're scalping, this is not time to do a 50% base order and safety order, right? This is the time to, you know, keep it, I would say 10% or lower, right? Just to make sure if you do get bagged up that you can handle the DCA. All right, so that's sort of where I sit with the 15 minutes. And I do have some more strategy here for you guys. So when you're trading on the 15-minute, okay, we're looking at our TP strategy. I run 0.35. You can go as low as 0.25, get out quickly, and then or as high as 0.5, but you know, it is a bit more of a risk. So just be careful if you go up to something like 0.5 that you know, maybe a trailing stop, you know, or you're less aggressive with your settings. So you can make sure, you know, it's really, you know, you're getting lots of room to get out. Okay. And then the trailing, right? You can see here 21%, 17% with trailing. You know, you can do very well with trailing and still know that your bot is going to get out if it's just a quick move, right? If it's just detecting a quick move. Okay. And DCA strategy. Okay. We can get big entries with multi-range. So you can put more size into it. Like I said, on scalping, I wouldn't go higher than 10% base order, you know, but you can, and yeah, if you want, DCA is very good for in a grid bot sort of setup. We call it in Profit Trailer, we call it static DCA. And you can use this as to improve your entries, right? So if you get an entry, let's go back to our chart here, right? If you get a long entry, right? You know, this is on some volatility. You can maybe DCA down a little bit and get a much better entry, right? And grab that going up. Okay, so this is the way to think of, if you're scalping, you can use this as grid, as a grid strategy. Just have you know, a lot of entries early on in your DCA, and then if you get into a you know, 5% or lower, then that's when you're going to want to start risking off. And I'll show you guys in our EQ session how you can risk off with DCA if you're using Profit Trailer. Okay. So just think about that, improving your entries with DCA. We're not bagging up as much. You know, if we do get bags, then we should be light on DCA or cut them. I mean, you know, maybe you didn't have your settings the correct way. You went too aggressive. But anytime you see a bag, and especially if it's holding for more than 24 hours, you should really be going back to your chart and changing your settings to make sure that that doesn't happen again, right? If this does require some fine tuning on the lower time frames. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind when we're doing our setups in the low time frames. That yeah, there is some tweaking to do. Okay, and some filtering as well. Like I showed you guys, ADX, RSI. You can use a SAR trend. Mike is all about the SAR trend. And you can see that this does clean up a lot of entries as well, and you can use SAR trend on a higher time frame, like this would be on the 15 minutes, but you can move it up to an hour, right? So you can keep it more on trend that way. Okay, so all tools in the toolbox to help you really get the most out of multi-range if you want it as a scalper. Okay. now let's move on to the 1 hour, okay? And you know, it is similar, right? The 1 hour on multi-range is pretty much like scalping, because this is really intended for a higher time frame. And we'll look at it just on the slideshow here. You can see here that 15-minute ADX is really powerful in getting those late shorts. You can see here we get that late short in here, not very much room to get out. Maybe, you know, it closes down here, maybe you've got enough to get out, but you put on that 15-minute ADX and you don't need to worry about those that late entry, we can call it, okay? And so this is something, you know, you can really, with the 1 hour, I ask you to really consider using 1 hour, because you can really get large moves with this, right? You can really, you know, there's so much room for these moves to go, and you can take a, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20% move on a 1 hour, if depending on how you have it set up, and you can consider using auto reverse and higher take profit, okay? And so let's talk about that. So yeah, with the TP strategy, I just keep it simple on the 1 hour, 1% with trailing, okay? But as I said, you can go higher, and then we can implement an auto reverse on there, and so that will allow you to, you know, if multi-trend so throws in a counter trade to the, you know, to your long or to your short, then it will just turn it off. And something, you know, in consolidations, yeah, it can get a little bit chopped up, so you can use SAR to get rid of those consolidations a little bit, okay? And something that Mike has really been advocating is using multi-TP, okay? And so that allows us to, you know, Mike is all about taking 50% off at 1%, you know, taking off your risk, moving your stop loss, and then letting it ride, okay? And that can be a trailing stop loss, or having multiple take profits. So it grabs it as price goes up, and that, you know, those profits are going to be very huge, okay? That's going to be a very, very profitable setup for you guys, okay? So as far as setting up our charts, okay, let's have a look at this. So we're going to go back to our ETH chart. I just love trading ETH with multi-range. Okay, so let's just do more of a default setup here. We'll just reset default settings. All right, and then defaults means we have to click the disclaimer. Okay, so here for default, okay, we're really looking at the half trend amplitude, okay, and this creates a lot of change. And so you can see here, if you go 3 amplitude, right, this and 4 amplitude, this can really improve entries, right? You get this short here coming in. You can turn off half trend to get a lot more entries, and then kind of play with this half trend amplitude. Okay, it's really powerful as far as the entries it will give you. Okay, you can see 3 here. It gave me an extra long here. Just kind of go back and forth, right? 4 took out a long, 3 brought in a long. It just little changes, but it makes a big difference. And of course, you know, this late short, this is always the one, right? So we can deal with that, right? We know we can go ADX, we can go 15-minute on that, and remember 0 on the range low, and then a 20 on range high, and that gets rid of those bad trades, okay? And RSI, of course, as well. Really makes a huge difference in getting rid of those bad entries. So, you know, even on a 1 hour, right, you're getting, you know, maybe 1-2 trades a day. Like I know when Patrick joined our VIP call, he said, you know, give me one good trade a day, right? That's great, right? One good trade a day, put some size into it, you know, put on the risk on that one trade. And yeah, you're going to get some very, very powerful, very good entries. Okay. And yeah, even turning half trend on, well, that really kills it. Never mind. Half trend, yeah, not using as a filter and having those RSI. And I think RSI is probably, yeah. So we want to bring this, up 75, 25, that kind of thing. Okay. So this really allows us to fine tune the 1 hour. Okay. And you can see these are very good entries, and we're scalping on a 1 hour, which I think is great. And this is a lot more confluence. Okay. So last thing I'll say is SAR trend is a very good one to add here as well. Okay, and it really keeps you on the right side of the market, right? Grabbing all those longs going up. I think this is really something to consider. And you know, just like our SAR, you know, trend automator or SAR V5, having multiple time frames and confluence is always helpful. Okay, so yeah, consider using this. And now we will move up to really the time frames that multi-range is intended for. Okay, and so we look at the 4 hour. This is really where you're going to want to look at half trend, you know, turning multi-range entries off and using half trend entries. Okay. And this allows you to get a few more trades, all right, and the amplitude makes a big difference. Just like, I mean, it always does, but on 4 hour, it's very, very powerful. Okay, and so let's have a look here. Okay, and back here, and so if we go on to our 4 hour, and I'm going to turn off these filters just for now. And so you can see here, right? We're gonna say no here, and no to the multi-range entries. Okay, and this is starting to look like you can really lean into these trades. Okay, now what we need to do is like this kind of long, right? There's a little bit of filtering, and what we do here, it's that 6 to 9 amplitude on half trend again here. This works so well. You increase that half trend amplitude, and it really just gets rid of those offside trades. Okay, so that you can really just this is where large trailing large TPs, it really takes, you know, like if you just had auto reverse set up here, right, on this long, you can grab this all the way to this short 26%, right? That's amazing. Right, and you can. This is going to be a huge, you know, a huge profit. What you can really see is, you know, yes, you're only getting one entry, you know, maybe a few entries for the month, and so yeah, maybe you want to be running 15-minute 1 hour and getting lots of trades, but here you can really get these massive profits that are going to be more than a 15-minute bot or a 1 hour bot, right? You're going to get way higher profits, and compounding that, right? That's going to be massive. So this is really where auto reverse can be really good. And it doesn't, you know, these are consolidations. We're not really getting chopped up too bad. So it's not so bad as far as that's concerned. Okay. And yeah, we can also, if we want to, you know, we can bring the fast length up even more. Okay, just to smooth out, and that can make a difference as well, you know. But really, you're looking at half trend amplitude. This makes all the difference. Okay, and gives us those really big trades. 9 kind of is a little bit too aggressive for this. 6 is good. You know, maybe 5 if you really want, if you want to get a bit more aggressive, right? Like you get this short here, okay? You want to get a few more trades out of your 4 hour. I like 4 here as well, right? There's some good trades here, but you get that late long, so you know, some filtering required to get rid of that long. So 6 maybe to start, and then when you're playing around, you can start going to, you know, into this and into filters, to amplitude and filters. Okay. And this is also a great account builder, right? Let's say you're running 15-minute an hour on your on futures, move those profits to spot, and then run higher time frame, you know, 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour on your spot account, and this will give you great, you know, entries that you can really take for a long take profit. You don't need to leverage that when you're doing a 25% move. That's beautiful, even on spot, and that's going to help you, you know, stay low risk on your and compound your spot, which is really where, you know, that's money. Spot is more money in the bank than, you know, futures can get liquidated where spot cannot. So we whether you're using spot or low leverage on futures, this is really something you can use to increase your account. Okay. And yeah, so these are all like Mike time frames here. This is a 6 hour. If in doubt, zoom out, right? 6 hour, you can see the quality of these trades as we're going through, right? These are really, this is really becoming a swing bot, right? You can see in the previous cycle, right? In the lows during that summer of 2021, you know, short down to this long, short. These are all just beautiful. Short at the top, right? If you were waiting to see, okay, when is the top coming in? When should I risk off and you know, wait for the bear market to have its way with my asset? Waiting for that short to come in would have been beautiful, right? This is coming in at you know, above 60K anyways. Really nice. And so you can take these, and so you can see here, this is a Mike slide, by the way, and you can see 20% take profit with a 5% trailing. All right, so this is really massive, right? The fact that you can take a 20% and take profit, and you know, it does get a little bit chopped up here, and so that's why we have auto reverse, and it's not necessarily gonna give you losses. On the long-term time frame, this auto reverse is going to give you massive moves. Okay, so you know, you could maybe not even run a take profit if you're running on 6 hour. You could just be using this and then auto reversing it, because then you open yourself up to these large moves. And yeah, you get chopped up a little bit, but the amount that you get chopped up here is nothing compared to the massive profits you're making on these massive moves. Okay, so consider that you know, auto reverse on a strategy when you're doing 6 hour chart. It's just beautiful, and you can see here this is a little bit more amplitude so this allows a few more trades to come in and grabs the absolute top here, which is beautiful, that move here, and so. Yeah, this is something where you can really dial it in. Oh, sorry, this is on 4 hour actually. Yeah, so on the 4 hour, the short comes right in at the top, and again, auto reverse is going to be just beautiful. And so the multi TP strategy, you know, taking 50% off and letting the rest ride. You know, taking 50% off at 20%, letting the rest go. That's a good way to risk off. So that's something to consider as well. Okay, guys. So that's 6 hour, and now we'll move to 8 hour, and you can see here these are much more accurate. if you're using multi-range as a indicator for your manual trading, then this can be just massive, right? Being able to call the tops, calling the bottoms, like you see how beautiful these guys are. This is really, really fantastic. Okay, and so when you have an 8 hour come in, these are those whale signals that I'm telling you, that I was telling you about before, where, you know, have some big, you know, on your trading view, when an 8 hour comes in, have alarm bells go off, right? Have you make sure it comes up on your phone, right? This is something where this is major moves happening when we have the confluence of these 8 hour swings coming in. And yeah, you can definitely automate these. It works very well. And again, you know, this is something where you know, a 20% take profit with 5% trailing. This all works very well. So really on an 8 hour and above, this is where, if you're a manual trader, you know, when this long came in, that's the time to lean in, right? And if you have this set up on a BTC or an ETH, you know that you can go to you know, the whole crypto market's going to be moving with these powerful signals. So yeah, this is something where you know, like Mike, he's not automating these signals. He's letting the signal come in, and he's waiting for entry. And when he gets a good entry, he'll come in. You can automate this and do that, what we talked about before, grid bot style entry with your DCA, where you know, within the first 5-10% of your DCA, you can really improve your entries and use this to get the best entry possible for your 6-8 hour swing trades, and then let them ride, let them go a long way. Okay, and that's going to be really huge trades for you guys. Okay, and then finally on the on total 2, right? If you want to really see the way the market is moving, right? Whether you set it up on USDT dominance or total 2, total 1 for the whole market, or total 2, which is the alts, right? This is just amazing. So this is where we start to use the daily, the 2-day, even weekly, right? And where we can see that the whole market is going to be moved. And this is where you have the confluence to trade with. Okay. Arun was asking, is Mike using Wick Hunter or Profit Trailer? He does have both, but he's just manually trading these. Okay. And he's using this as a high time frame swing. But he's letting the signal come in, and then he's looking for his entries. He's DCAing manually, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. And so, yeah, half trend, setting amplitude to 4. It's going to really give you the best trades on these higher time frames. Okay. And this is really, you know, when this long came in, you know, Mike got very excited, right? He knows that the magic is coming, and so he knows it's time to lean in. And so I hope you guys can you know, if you're waiting for bottoms to come in on a macro level, right? If you're waiting to see, you know, can I feel confident in leaning into my longs after a huge bear trend, right? You know, same here, right? Waiting, you know, this is just a massive downtrend, and then this long really signaled a shift in trend. This long really signaled a shift in trend. And, you know, I've seen Mike with his back tester up to 800% testing out 800% TP, you know, and that's where you can grab these massive moves, and the results are astounding, right? Like, you know, many multiples on your account if you can grab these trades. Now, it doesn't mean you have to just run on super high time-frames. You can have this running along with lower time frames. So you can get the high confluence on the higher time frames, and then and take those big swing trades, but then on the lower time frames, have it keep churning out daily profits. You know, compounding, you know, 1-2% a day is beautiful. And then taking these big moves, right? This is a hedge all the way up, right? You can take these little, 10, 15, 20% dumps when you have a massive hedge like that. So something to consider, right? These are hedge swing trades if you're running on futures. So it's a fantastic strategy here, and yeah, we're just so pleased with MultiRange. I hope you guys can get in on this. As you saw here, we have this this really great launch deal going on, launch discount. You can save up to 50% off that monthly price, and it's just going to if you can hold these big trades, it's going to pay for that yearly cost in 1-2 trades very quickly, and running it on a 15-minute, a 1 hour, it's gonna just do so well. Okay, guys, and as you saw, this is both a scalper and a swing trade strategy. So it's really a multi-strategy bot, and so really fantastic. So yeah, we'll see you guys on the Discord. Of course, we have our Discord channel set up for MultiRange, where where Mike is going to be on there helping you out. You can see here, Mike has been posting tons of updates to the strategy, right? Talking about on the 2-day chart, right? But if you have any questions at all on MultiRange, if you need some instruction, you're going to find it under this STP Multi-Range channel here, and that's going to be available to everyone who's subscribed to MultiRange. And we will have a MultiRange course for you guys also to dig in and get all that education, everything we talked about here today, of course. And we'll keep adding to that course just as we have with SAR. So really fantastic support to go along with MultiRange. We're going to be with you guys every step of the way. Some fantastic education to go along with MultiRange. And if you're able to get in on this early launch discount, then you're going to be able to have some excellent savings and have this thing pay for itself very quickly. All right, guys. So that is MultiRange. I'm going to give my voice a break here. And we'll move on with our node pairs. A lot of these have started to play out. Node, just before we move on, did you want to make any notes about MultiRange just in general before we go into the pairs?
Like I said before, obviously I'm a longer term swing trader. I don't really mess around too much on the smaller time frames. So for those folks that are looking to really swing trade this market and maximize, 5 to 10x, maybe even 20x on some of these coins longer term, MultiRange is probably one of the best confirmation tools I've used along the way here. And I'm not even just saying that. Like, I'm going to show you guys some charts, and you guys know I love trading wedge patterns, and this is really all I really live for. I love the wedge patterns. They have, really one of the highest probability setups for movements to the upside. And we're going to show you guys some of these pairs that have already started to move. I want to also shout out to Chris, who joined the call. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you adding me to your Telegram channel there for some of my calls. And I know you and your community have also benefited from those as well. So yeah, lots of the MultiRange confirmations have really improved entries and kind of give you that confidence to really lean in on a trade, especially on a weekly chart. Because these weekly signals aren't something that you want to be ignoring, okay? And I'm going to show you guys that here in a second.